Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We're going to continue our journey in discovering just a little bit more about this language a day. And so today's episode is something new that I want to try. So instead of talking from the perspective of language, okay, what expression, what characters, what like how Chinese makes sense, I want to share specific like topics of what I find in the readings in English readings that I find a corresponding concept in Chinese that I can find like similar ideas about things. And I call it wisdom because it is time-honored way of living or approach about toward life that anybody can benefit in any like whatever era you're living in. You can live by these rules and still have a good life by that. So that's what I call wisdom, and I think it's a valuable thinking approaches to life that can be shared. And I'm excited to find such corresponding concept in Chinese. Okay, so this idea light up from an investment book that I'm reading because, okay, hey, October 1st, the first day of Q4 in 2022, when people becomes or will become, because I'm recording in September now, in October, I can foresee like people become more and more unsettled about the economic situation, and investors in general, they are getting tense about the money situation. So I think it's a good time to introduce this concept. Chinese call 未雨绸缪. Basically, it's about before it even rains. Wrap or tighten your windows and your doors so they are waterproof, they are weatherproof for a rainy day. So basically getting ready for rainy days. Okay, come down to each character. Wei, we have this tree symbol with one more arches, top upward arches. So the top portion means the canopy of the tree, and then we have a tree trunk, and this is lower, the arch. My interpretation of that is it shows a distance between the canopy to the ground. So it is a tree proportion looking, right? Not a bush, not a low hanging bush structure, but it's with a tall trunk. So in the tree, regular tree symbol is just one upward turning arch, but this one got another one. That means the tree is really top heavy, right? When the tree grows top heavy means it has more branches, leaves on the top, on the canopy portion. That's kind of future orienting. It's like the tree in our regular symbol doesn't have that. But if it shows the second layer of arches, means it's denser in its canopy. It is something in the future. So wait means that future is not here yet, but it's probably going to happen. Okay, so I translate as yet, not here yet, but this is kind of you can foresee in the future, it's probably going to look like a densely branched canopy of the tree. Okay, 雨, we have this very visual representation of 雨, this weather condition. The top horizontal line, if it's top of the frame, that means the sky. And then we have something connecting to the ground by this vertical line, right? And then we have this arch. This arch means an area, a space. And within that space, you see this little droplets. So these are the droplets. 4 is already a lot, multitudes, because normally we can use 2. Like in here, we just use 2 knots to express. That's enough to mean it's multiple. But 4 means a lot, because rain, of course, when it drops, it's a lot of raindrops. So that gives you a visual sense of under the sky, some part of the world have this raindrops, and it came from the sky. Okay, so we have this line to mean it came from from the sky. So that's our rain. 绸缪, both of them have this symbol on the left. That means our fabric. So we have similar looking downward pointing arch on this vertical line. And that gives you a drapey sense of something drapey, like a fabric would do. So it will be, a fabric will be draping like that, right? So this just depicting that drapey fabric look. And we have the two kind of like a knot looking thing connected on a string. That is probably the ancient way of commonly making fabric or connecting threads together. So some sort of fabric making process symbolized over there. And then we have the whole symbol. Whenever you see it, it means something related to fabric. And on the right side are the sound maker, 绸 and 谋. So this 绸 pronounced as 周. Okay, yes, sound maker, but it does have its own meaning as well. We have the bottom, this block with up tilted corner, like this structure. That's our, this cannot see clearly. Okay, this means the mouse. So this is the mouse symbol. When we use this block, it means something related to speaking. And Chinese use this symbol a lot in our characters because Chinese in terms of speaking is very important. There are, power structure over there. And just in speaking, we have a lot of cultural connotation or social behavior packed into speaking. It's not just simply like you and me speaking. There are symbols, layers and layers of meaning behind that. So in this character, besides this block, the rest of them, it means use. It came from this image of our water container, ancient times, that made of wood panels, right? Wood panels, before we have plastic industry to make out a perfect water container, we have to use wood panels combined together tightly, right? Wrapped together. So this simply is that cylinder shape. And then you see this is a handle on that, so it's easier to carry. So before tap water age, I'm pointing to my kitchen. Before the tap water, people have to use the water from wells, and that water container is one essential life utensil that carry water from well to kitchen so that you can make food, right? So that container is so commonly seen and used in daily life that people use that symbol, that image of handled water container as general meaning as use or something useful. So useful, speaking, these two combined together means somebody is talking and making good use of their talking. We call it 周. 周 means in contemporary meaning, it further extended into you're considerate. Like you would talk, but you also consider like who you're talking to. Don't hurt feelings, but also give useful information. Like whenever you speak, you don't just ramble, you give useful information to the other party. So that's the kind of concept of 周. So 周 plus this fabric meaning, that means it's wrapping. My interpretation of that is because it related to fabric, and this 周 means it's all considerate. You're combining all the information together, all the evidences to make your case, to make reasonable understanding of the situation. So that's the kind of a wrapping, like you want to make sure you wrap the loose end together, basically tie the loose ends together, kind of wrapping, okay? 谋 has similar fabric element in it, but instead it have this feather looking thing. So this is a pair of wings. We use 3 dots. I mean, we talked about 4 is a lot, but 3 already mean it's a recurring pattern of something. And just according to the shape of it, it means a pair of wings. So it is flying And the whole symbol means flying high. And you can see the bottom kind of similar structure, but it's a lot bigger archer over there and with 3 longer diagonal lines going down here. So the bottom actually means densely, like a full mane of hair. So you have a very hairy and feathery symbol over there, and combined with fabric, that means densely, just like you have a lot of feathers and a lot of hair, densely wrap it. So it's to secure, both the wrapping and the densely wrapping is to secure your doors and windows. I mean, in the ancient time, there's no window glass pane. Okay, it's some wooden structure, and you have to wrap it tightly so that before it rains, you already got ready. And when it does rain, you have your waterproof living condition already set up. So basically, I read this line, save, just save, from that investment book. And this light bulb went off. I said, wow, this is exactly 未雨绸缪. It means before you even know what you're saving for, you're saving for unforeseen life's events that will cost you a ton of money. And before it happens, you know it will happen. Just save. Because in contemporary living, our ways in America, at least, is people save for a particular purpose, right? Retirement, your health, your education. You have a cost to save, but those are the already laid out. Like, you know, it's going to happen. It's going to have that kind of cost. But the major things, major hit from life, it's something unforeseen. It's a lot of uncertain, unforeseen events that going to turn your life upside down, basically. So Chinese already long time ago, this 未雨绸缪 came from 3,000 years ago. 诗经 is a collection of poetry, the earliest poetry collection in China that used this expression to mean, hey, just save. You don't know what life is going to hit you from, right? So you can see this gross savings chart per GDP. So basically total domestic, I forgot what is GDP, but something like a money or income or revenue for that nation, and the proportion of that used for going to savings. You see China has the highest one. And I mean, among the 4, but I didn't pick all the countries. The top one in 2021 is Singapore. So a lot of East Asian countries are hovering high around 40% because they all living under this philosophy 3,000 years ago, saying 未雨绸缪. Before you know what's going to happen, you're always going to prepare for it. So weatherproof your life, basically. And then Germany is pretty decent. It's about a quarter, over a quarter, but America is half than a quarter, around 20%. And I put Ukraine there simply because they are on the map these days on the media. And so these are different saving rates of this randomly picked 4 countries. And I want to make the case that East Asia have a particular high saving rate because of this influence. We don't have investment book back then, but this is kind of time-honored wisdom passed down generations that people over there brought up with, like always prepare for unforeseen, hits from life. 未雨绸缪. Cashing into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.